Leave my YouTubers alone! There are two big hurdles I constantly have to overcome. The first, people comment that my headphone comparisons are not valid since those people dislike one of the headphones and disfavor Spotify Premium. To them, apparently only the highest quality audio should be used, which is not a requirement of scientific methodology. In other words, some people simply cannot accept conclusions and will nitpick the parameters of the test. The second, that I should not be irreverent towards other reviewers. I should show other reviewers respect since that is the civil thing to do. I am continually reminded that my channel is small and I should be more mindful of what I say so that I do not offend people. I am further admonished that this is no way to increase my subscriber base, and I am accused of trying to stir controversy so I can be noticed. I think it's time to address both these misunderstood concerns. Let's talk about the latter first, that I should leave YouTubers alone. I think this is the lowest form of audit. Telling someone to stop being critical because the critique makes someone you like look bad is censorship. It is the type of speech control practiced by third-rate dictators. Just because you like someone does not mean that person can get away with telling lies, misleading the public, being two-faced. The reviewers who I critique are not some startups. They have tens of thousands of subscribers, large sponsors, and significant influence over consumers. These are not the homebrew reviewers who make videos once a month in their bedroom. These are the behemoths. And while they may seem civil to some, they stomp on rights much more important than civility. They stifle critical thinking by refusing to do thorough examinations of products. They mislead the consumer by having a close relationship with corporations and manufacturers, a relationship which is rarely, if ever, announced. They misdirect a product or company's failures and instead hype the positives, as if the negative aspects have no impact whatsoever. Indeed, some say exactly that. These behemoths, using civil, soothing words, do not have the consumer's interest in mind. They care about their financial bottom line. Can they keep getting products from manufacturers, maintain their membership in the old boys club, and sell you those products? When the snake oil salesman or vendor came to town, he never came alone. He always had a plant in the crowd, someone who was either a local or had infiltrated the town in advance. These plants would be the hype men. They would be the ones who got the special ointment in front of the townspeople, and unsurprisingly, these hype men would always laud the benefits of the sugar water or axle grease or snake oil. And some people would like to let these hype men do their job unobstructed, because the hype men do it with a smile and civility. When you get robbed, does it matter that the criminal was nice to you? Do you forget you lost your wallet? Do you not call the cops? Do you not want the criminal found and prosecuted? Applying double standards is all within your control, but if you apply them, don't expect to be taken seriously. You can't be critical of my channel and at the same time claim I have no right to be critical of others. Be nicer. Your channel will die. Stop picking on our favorite YouTubers. You're too harsh. Should your favorite YouTuber get a free pass? If you see that a used car salesman is trying to hide that the car he's pushing has a broken carburetor, would you nod and thank him? Or would you give him a piece of your mind? When an Amazon package is one day late, people pick up the phone and scream at the poor customer support person. When the guy ahead of you at the fast food drive-thru is taking too long, don't you start losing your temper? You give harsh critique to all types of people all the time. Politicians, mechanics, salespeople at Macy's, your neighbor, your friend, your rivals, your family. So why do deceptive reviewers get a pass? Why is blunt, perhaps pointed, admittedly, criticism of people like Zeos and Darko, or websites like What Hi-Fi considered beating them up or picking on them? Although I ask for donations on Patreon to supplement my purchases, I don't make a living off YouTube. The generous contributions of my patrons help me save money, but it doesn't pay my bills, which is why I feel free to say what I think. I'm not beholden to any company or manufacturer. I'm not afraid of losing ad revenue or sponsorships. Do you know why that is important? Because I don't have to worry about growing a channel fast, don't have to put all my energy into raising that subscription number. That number drives ad revenue. That number helps convince manufacturers to give you products for review. That number is integral to making money. And the covetous ambition to raise that number is how otherwise decent people become sellouts. They sell you, the consumer, out to the large corporation and manufacturers. Even in the face of false claims by manufacturers and shortcomings of the products, certain reviewers are incapable of advising consumers against buying that product. Certain reviewers have direct access to the CEO and chief designer at Chord, but that certain reviewer simply can't find the words to call out Chord for its false marketing. That reviewer can't find any negatives about the Mojo. Nope, there's nothing negative about the Mojo's awful glowing orbs, useless dual headphone jacks, and ass backwards digital to coaxial that limits which devices will work with the Mojo, a faulty battery, the lack of accessories with the purchase price, and higher signal-to-noise ratio than a cheap Chinese DAC. If this certain reviewer isn't biased and bought, he certainly is giving an ambiguous, wrong impression. But you like that reviewer. And how dare I criticize him? How dare I, a content creator with less than 800 subscribers, pick on him, a creator with more than 53,000? Or how about the reviewer who claims that you should buy the Oriolus BA300S portable tube amplifier, but he never conducts an actual test. He never explains how the product performs with various devices. He never answered questions whether the balance connection in real-world usage makes any noticeable difference, or whether an alternative product is equally acceptable. But if I point this out, highlight this reviewer's laziness and lack of consumer appreciation, I'm being mean. I, with a small channel, am being unfair to the reviewer with 19,000 subscribers. Or how about the reviewer who has close ties with apparently all manufacturers, gets products well in advance of release, and is the poster anime boy of many other reviewers, like sheep following the crooked shepherd? When I point out how he refuses to do actual tests, that his sound tests are pointless and lazy, that he struggles to find any critical thing to say about products or manufacturers, that he recommends everything as the best ever, I'm the one being disgusting. I'm told my criticism of this reviewer is unacceptable, that he's not a reviewer of facts, rather this reviewer merely gets excited about products and is being truthful all the time. I'm scolded this reviewer is honest and trustworthy and knowledgeable and has been reviewing audio gear longer than me. He is more credible than me. He has 23,000 subscribers, and evidently a channel with only 3% of this reviewer's subscriber base is a threat. I'm picking on and beating up and unfairly reproaching all these people. If I don't change my ways, I'll never have a large following. I disagree. It's not picking on or beating up. It's calling out. For every 10 consumers who prefer the status quo, where the darkos of the world use soft words and pleasant smiles to mislead people, there will be one consumer who is tired of being taken advantage of. For every 10 who like Zeos' style, there will be one person who is frustrated with the nonsense. I'm for that one person. I'm with that one person. I champion that one person. Like me, hate me, disapprove of my methods. None of that affects me since I'm not bought by the corporations and don't depend on ad revenue. Freedom comes at a cost. I'd rather be free to speak my mind than be shackled. Wouldn't you?